Welcome back to On the Fly. Just here recapping, predicting the World Junior Championship, U18 Women's World, the Men's World Championship, Women's World Championship, the U18 Men's World Championship. What is happening?
It is by far one of the dumbest things I have ever seen.
Prepare to die. Figured it was better safe than sorry.
Scores! Nathan McKinnon scores for Canada.
Your home for international hockey. This is On the Fly.
And hello everyone, and welcome back to On the Fly, your home for international hockey. We are back for day number 3 now, where we will start our coverage today for our live streams with Sweden taking on Denmark and Austria taking on Hungary. Should be a great day of action today. We've already seen 2 games go already. Saw the USA earlier today knock off Great Britain by a score of 5-1. As well, Slovakia took care of business against Slovenia, winning 4-1 in their game. It was a pretty good start for both those teams. We actually predicted both those scores in that game, and we'll see if we can be just as accurate in today's game. It should be interesting, to say the least. Denmark, Sweden, as far as what to expect the Swedes to end up winning this game. However, it should be a really interesting one as well, because the Danes, a team that could absolutely pull off a comeback and pull off an upset in this game. We saw a big one yesterday with Czechia losing to Slovenia. We will see whether there's going to be more of the same in today's game. If you are new here, please do smash the like button and hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We are just, I believe, 34 subscribers away. So if you have not already, please do smash that subscribe button. As well, vote in our poll. Let us know who you think is going to end up winning today. As well as the like button, do all the fun things, notification bell, and all that fun. Currently in our poll, 83% or 85% now think Sweden will end up winning, with 15% saying that the Danes will pull through with the win. Some big games coming up later today as well. We will be live for the game again between Latvia and Germany in our marquee matchup of that set of games. As well, Norway and Slovenia should be a good one there as well. Reminder, USA beat Great Britain earlier today 5-1. Slovakia defeating Italy 4-1. A good start for the Slovak team as they bounced back really after a bit of a tough game off their opener. Good to see the Slovaks kind of bouncing back in this one. For the U.S., a good bounce back game for them as well, coming off of a loss against Switzerland. Took care of business today and did defeat Great Britain by a score of 5-1 there. Austria, Hungary, Denmark, and Sweden coming up next. Later today, Germany, Latvia, Norway, and Slovenia. Be sure to say hi in the chat. Let me know where you are watching from today. Should be exciting. I was a bit surprised today with the USA versus UK game. That 1-1 score in the second period was really unexpected. I would say it definitely was a little bit, but you look at the way the US is composed this year, they're not as good as what they've been in years past. And so I wouldn't necessarily say that it was all that great of a performance from them. Or it wasn't all that poor of a performance from them, because once again, they were a team there that isn't expected to do all that well. And yes, obviously the U.S. still should be heavy favorites going up against a team like Great Britain, but still it was definitely impressive to see just how kind of far they've come at this tournament. And we'll see for Great Britain what's kind of next for them. They have a huge opportunity to continue some success, and frankly, it wouldn't surprise me to see them try and avoid that relegation spot, right? They're going to go up against Hungary. Today's game, Austria and Hungary, a big game as well for that relegation position. We'll see for Great Britain, who ends up playing one of these teams for that spot. Should potentially be an interesting one to keep an eye on. We're moments away from puck drop here in both games. Teams lining up with the blue line saluting each other. We will see today which team comes out on top. Expecting, as far as our predictions went for these games, I believe we had Sweden winning 7-2 over Denmark, And for the other game, I believe it would have been, so I'm checking that now. I believe we had Austria winning for sure. I'm not sure what the final score that one was. It was probably 4-2 if I had to guess off the top of my head. But showing the head coaches, we are just about to drop the puck here for day 3 action. We had, for day 3 action here at the Men's World Championships, we did have a 2-0 win for Austria over Hungary, and for Sweden and Denmark, it was a 7-2 win for the Swedes. We'll see how accurate those are today. We had a perfect start to the day, taking both games in the correct score and prediction. We'll see if we can continue our success onto these 2 games. Starting in net for Team Denmark, Mads Sogaard. He's already played in 1 game so far this tournament, currently walking in with an .892 save percentage. Over on the other side of the ice for Sweden, Arvid Soderblom will start for Team Sweden. 26-year-old goaltender. We'll see what he's going to be able to do at this tournament. Both games about to get underway here for puck drop, and the puck has been dropped. Denmark with the opening face-off draw. We'll send it all the way up. Now we'll go the length of the ice for icing. Not a great start for the Danish team so far as they ice the opening puck of the game. Over in Hungary and Austria, just getting going as well. And we will see today what ends up going on. We'll see obviously a big potential for an upset there. Hungary, a team that could absolutely beat a team like Austria, kind of that offense versus defense kind of game, and a bit of a weird boarding call there. Nothing called for the Swedes. As Bjork now will wind it up. Viggo Bjork with a nice move gets the puck poked off him. Back comes up the Danes. Oh, and a nice defensive effort there to break it up. Larson shot from the point, looking for tips. Soderblom able to be up to the task there. Puck work down. Danes control it. Try to throw it off a skate. Ends up kicking out to Swedish possession. Swedes now will wind it up. Nice little passing play there from the Swedes, but cannot find it through. Larson over to Delarose. Ekholm tries to get it to Larson. Can't. Carlson behind his net. Moves it over. Passes it over. Carlson throws on the brakes. Nice move there. Has Larson on the backside, but cannot find it through. Delarose with an opportunity. Ends up getting broken up. As the Danes will collect it behind their own net, preparing to work up ice. Austria with some offensive zone possession time. Slides it across. Shot. Rebound chance. Collected by Hungary and cleared back up ice. Swedes will be worked over. Fires around Persson. Up ice for the Swedes. Oh, and a nice pass there. Walks in. Heineman there with the opportunity, unable to collect the puck. Litchfeld, stretch pass. Danes will dump it back down into the Swedish end. Soderblom out to play it for Sweden. Skates up with it. Oh, and puck picked off. Silverberg. Silverberg picks it up. Berglund now with it at near the point. Drops it off down low. Swedes now work in with it. Nice by Johansson. Johansson shot. Good save there by Sogaard. Oh, and an opportunity there for Austria as the puck kind of trickled through the crease area. Potential there for an early goal. Swedes with some decent looks thus far in the game, looking to try and be the get on the board first here in this one. We'll see whether or not they can get the job done. Bjork in the faceoff dot for Sweden ends up winning that draw. Raymond up to the point to Ekman Larsson. Cycles down over to Raymond. Raymond throws on the brakes, tries to pass it over to Stenberg, but puck broken up, and the Danes will work back up ice. Raymond back to get it, tries to get it back for the Swedes, but Schultz on it there for them. Some more rough play by the Danes, trying to impose their physicality on this young Swedish team. The exact kind of game plan you need to play if you are going to be successful against them. The Danes get puck tied up. And the puck will come back out to neutral ice. Denmark with the puck. Setkov moves it over. Back to Setkov. Moves it up. Larsson back with it. Larsson gets taken down behind the goal line. Back home and move it up. Over to De La Rose. De La Rose to Karlsson looking for the back. Tip play in front, but cannot hit the streaking Swedish forward. Shot from the point. Deflects wide. Karlsson wheels it behind the Danish net. Karlsson dumps it off. We'll try and change. Puck kept in at the line and then shot all the way down. That will not go the length of the ice for icing. Haig now with the puck for Sweden. Stretch pass. In comes the Swedes. Bit of a weird developing play there. Heineman now all looking for Sundqvist out in the slot area, but cannot find him. We will see for Sundqvist whether he can get on the board today. A bit of an underrated player for this team. As the Danes a little bit of offensive pressure now. Puck comes rimmed around. There's a penalty upcoming here to, I believe it'll be on Hungary. Playing with the broken stick will be the call, as Austria will head to the power play. Oh, and he breaks off his stick and continues to try and play with it. Bit of a wonky play there. But Austria will head to the first power play of the game. Here we will see if they can get themselves on the board early here. Sweden and Denmark, puck rimmed around the boards. Oh, a nice play there. Oh, and Stenberg with a prime opportunity gets the puck poked off him. And back work up the Danes now. Some numbers they had emerging, but unfortunately lost the puck. So we have the 13-minute mark now to go in this first period of Sweden-Denmark. Swedes pick it up, work back up ice. Stretch pass, misses, now go the length of the ice for icing. Shot from the point, and Austria shot, scores! Rebound opportunity, and Rohrer scores for Austria to make it a 1-0 game. Austria does now lead 1-0 over Hungary as they look for a big 3 points in the standings today. A good start for this Austrian team, scoring on their power play opportunity. After playing the puck with a broken stick, it ends up coming back to bite them here, as Austria will lead 1-0. Great Britain did really good today. The showdown with Hungary will be fun to watch. It really will be. I'm excited to see kind of which team comes out on top. You think about the importance of both those games. Pearson backside, trying to play a jam in front. But yeah, a real good start for the Austrians today. We will see kind of what ends up happening through the rest. But for Austria, very happy for sure with their start today. The Swedes now work back in. Carlson tries to let down De La Rose, gets broken up. Back up to the point though. Larson shot, looking for the tip in front. Broken up, and now puck will be cleared up over the way. Austria has a Finnish goalie, I guess dual citizen. Tolvanen, I believe, is. His brother is, who's his brother? Eli Tolvanen, who's played in the NHL, is also on the Olympic squad, and so they're actually brothers. And Ate plays for the Austrians international play, while his brother will play for Finland in international play, which is kind of interesting. It's one of the, and I see Nick in our chat, I know saw that from him, whether it be, I'm pretty sure that's the right combination of brothers. Pretty sure it's one of the only ones that play against each other in international play. Probably is the only one. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Austria does lead this one by a score of 1-0. Sweden and Denmark tied at zeros. It's been, if they face each other, I think last year, I think you're right. I think they faced each other in group play, if memory serves. Finns ended up walking with the win, I believe, in that game. Puck moved around, back up to the point in Hungary's game. Shot. A lot of traffic out front. Swedes now with a face-off win. Fire it down. And up comes Denmark. The Danes now with it. Puck will be flipped up and out of play. Hungary with a good offensive zone time so far. See if they're able to capitalize on this opportunity. Horvath fires it down. Tries to move it over. But we clear it out and up ice. And here comes the Swedes now. They work in. Grunstrom with a huge hit there. Stretch pass up ice. Oh, and a nice pass there. Danes work in. Shot. Good save there by Soderblom. He's been good thus far for them. He needs to continue being good if they want a chance to win. Kyer with that last chance for Denmark. With a nice shot, just hits him square in that left shoulder a little bit higher, and all of a sudden that could very well be a goal in this game. What did you think of Slovakia destroying Italy? I think it was mainly kind of to expectations. We had talked about it in our preview, our prediction, and their individual team previews, but the Slovaks were never expected to be close with that Italian team. Like, I think most people would agree and say that that was a relatively low score for the game that was played. But the Italians are very strong defensively, right? And then they play a very strong system. They understand tactically where to be at every moment. And so if they can play to their best and play within their structure, it can be very frustrating to play against those kind of teams. And if you make mistakes, they're going to come back down the ice and go and beat you. And so you have to be careful whenever you play those kind of teams because you really never know. Shot from the point turned away by Tornblom. Or Soderblom, rather. As a penalty will be upcoming here, I believe Hungary will go to their first power play of this game. As the Danes now working. Olsen's shot. Rebounds covered up by Soderblom. A little bit of extracurriculars after the whistle as Olsen was laid out. But the Hungarians will head to the power play where we'll see what that power play can do. Big opportunity here for them as they're trying to keep it going. But then again, we did put 4 past them for sure, right? And I think you look at those kind of games, you just have to make sure you don't let those kind of teams come back into it. And I think they did a pretty good job of that today. Obviously, the Italians got their goal, but pretty soon thereafter, you saw that kind of pushback from the Slovaks, and that was a huge difference maker in this game. They didn't allow teams to come back in it. I thought they played extremely well. Today, shot tipped out front, rebound chance cleared away. A little bit of offensive zone pressure there from the Danes. As the puck will be dumped out, here comes Stenberg now. Stenberg, nice pass to Raymond. Raymond's shot whiffs on it. Raymond had the goaltender one-on-one. Unfortunately, could not beat him. Stenberg with it now. Walks in. Tips off a stick and will come back out to neutral ice. Shot scores! Sweden gets on the board. Matthias Ekholm with the snipe to make it 1-0 for the Swedes. A great shot cutting across the slot area, and Ekholm roofs it over Sogard's shoulder. A nice shot there by the Swedish defenseman. But Sweden on the board early here. 1-0 your scoreline. And we'll see whether that's the start of something special for this team. Shot turned away. Some good looks so far on the Hungarian power play. Nothing to show for it, though. Viggo Bjork picks up the assist, as does Lucas Raymond on that last Ekholm goal. Puck will be dumped out now. Grunstrom walks into it. Or Holmstrom, rather, walks into it. Persson. Oh, and the Hungarians score. They'll get on the board on the power play. Exchanging goals on the power play as it's now a 1-1 hockey game between Hungary and Austria. And that game gets a little bit more exciting. Istvan Safran with the goal for the Hungarians. A real good one for them. And a nice snipe there to get it past Tolvanen's glove. Safran with a nice shot. Hungary 1, Austria 1. Sweden and Denmark are on a power break right now. But a great start here or a great comeback a little bit for this Hungarian team. We'll see whether they can keep riding this momentum now through the rest of this first period. Both teams with a power play goal to start the day. Shot, turned away, rebounds loose. Tolvin with a nice save there. Hungary starting to press a little bit now. We'll see if that continues for the rest of this game. .9:23 left to go in the first period between Sweden and Denmark. 1-0 your score line to this point. Austria and Hungary score is 1-1 with 8:26 left to go in the first period. Bjork lines up against Visa in the dot. Visa wins it back for the Danes. Setkov will move it up. Looking for the stretch pass. Get a touch on it. Deep into the Swedish end. Bjork comes back for the Swedes. So on the defensive side, Ekman Larsson now will look up ice. Stenberg over to Bjork. It's a nice defensive play there by Viggo Bjork. Stenberg now will work back up ice. Oh, and a nice pass by Bjork. Over to Stenberg. Stenberg looking for the up high. Bjork shot. Oh, and a great save there. To keep the puck out as Mads Sogar with the highlight reel save down on his back. Viggo Bjork had all the net to shoot at. And Sogar with a great save there. Oh, and gets rid right into the post on that one. Berglund now on the ice. As the net is off and the whistle will go. If you are new here, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and we are just 20 or 33 subscribers away from that mark. So please, 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 if you have not already, do smash the subscribe button. As Austria now will break it back up ice with a break, throws on the brakes, messes up the breakaway opportunity. Went too far away from the net looking for the pass. Prime opportunity there for the Austrians, gone to waste. Berglund in the face-off dot here. Kyer. Berglund wins the draw back for the Swedes. Rims it around the boards. Puck moves up. Schultz with it now. Rims it around. Persson back for the Swedes. Oh, and a turnover there at the blue line. In comes Denmark. They will come back looking for the play in front. No one there for the Danes. Puck will be cleared out to neutral ice. Puck moves in again now. Persson, the opportunity there. Silverberg works in for Sweden. 3-on-2 emerging. Nice pass there. Looking for the backside. Unfortunately, we're not able to find it on the back door there. Puck moves up. Swedes back, try and work back in now. Sundqvist gets the puck taken off him in the neutral zone. And the Danes will collect it behind their own net. 7:05 left to go now in this first period between Sweden and Denmark. Sweden in the lead by a score of 1-0. We will see how that changes at all throughout the rest of this one. In the other game, Hungary and Austria, 2 power play goals so far. 1-1 your scoreline as of right now. Pettersson moves in. Over to Heineman's shot, misses wide of the net. Ekholm fires it around. Heineman works along the half wall. Puck poked free, and the Danes will pick it up in their own end. Collect behind their net once again. Stretch pass. We'll end up getting passed backwards. And the puck will be dumped down deep into the Swedish end now. Persson gets rubbed off to the boards. Up comes the Swedes. Tipped in by Stenberg. Owen, the Danes now work in 2-on-1. Danes with a chance. Owen goes flying into the net. Penalty shot upcoming. Wow. Or maybe not. Maybe it wasn't penalty shot. Maybe he's just pointing at the face-offs outside. I think they're just calling that the face-off move outside. Tolvanen with a dangerous play there. Nearly played outside that trapezoid. I don't believe there will be a penalty shot here, but honestly, it's very difficult to tell with the way that was called. I think it might just be outside of the zone. Visa, the player who went into the Swedish net, and there will not be a penalty shot. It appeared that there might be, but there will definitely not be for now. Stenberg works in, gives it over to Bjork. Bjork throws on the brakes, passes it up to the point. Loses the puck, and the Danes now work back in. Bjork back for the Danes. Six minutes left to go in Austria-Hungary. 5:32 left to go in Sweden and Denmark. Denmark works in. Puck comes flipping into the Swedish goaltender, and Soderblom will cover the puck. If you are new here, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well so you're notified when we go live. We'll be live later today for Latvia and Germany, and will be that marquee matchup of the day. Norway and Slovenia as well will be taking on each other. Should be a good game there. We'll have full coverage for that game, and then into our day recap video coming out a little bit later on tonight. We'll also be live tomorrow for both games of the day. Should be a good one there. We have Finland taking on the USA in the opening games, as well as Canada and Denmark. Then Germany will take on Switzerland, and will be a huge game over in Group A as well. The battle for the second and third spot over in Group B, as we'll see Sweden taking on the Czechs. Should be a good game, especially for this Czech team, looking for some retribution after a pretty embarrassing loss against Slovenia just the other day. Should be interesting. Should be an interesting game too later today between Norway and Slovenia, especially with the way Slovenia played yesterday. We'll see if they can continue to have some success at this tournament. Puck into the end. Passes it up. And here comes the Swedes now. Carlson fires it across to Larsson. Tries to feed it out front. Can't. Be at the 5-minute mark now to go in this period. Holmstrom with it. Fires it across ice to Ekholm. Shot, and the goaltender gets plowed over. I believe Denmark will go to their first power play of this game. Sogard got plowed into his own net. And Denmark will go to the power play here, where we'll see whether or not they can get themselves back onto the board and bring this game into a tied one. Carlson plows right through Sogar. That will be 100% a penalty. And Denmark will go to their first power play of this game, where they'll see if they can bring and tie this game at 1. Haig fires it around. Kept in at the line. That should be a hand pass. Will not. Puck will be taken and cleared the length of the ice. Denmark will pick up the puck now. Danes wander in now. Passes it back. And the puck taken away by the Swedes again and cleared the length of the ice. Not a whole lot to show on this Danish power play thus far. Olsen for the Danes now. Will work in. Blichfeld works it up to the point. Holds on to it back to Blichfeld. Shot. Tips up wide and out of play. Some prime opportunities for the Swedes as far as their penalty kill has gone. It's looked pretty good thus far. The Danes struggling to get much going. We'll see if that changes here, as I believe they will. Oh no, they're not going to roll. Looked like they might be rolling out their second unit, but they were not. Koch, back up to Koch at the line. Shot, blocked out front. Danes with it now, still with it. Sends it down to Blichfeld. Blichfeld with the puck. Holds on to it. Gives it over to Koch. Koch cross crease to Blichfeld. Oh, and a great save there by Soderblom. Coming all the way across on that attempt. Keep this game in Sweden's favor. Big opportunity there for the Danes. Gone to naught as Soderblom comes flying over from the other side of the crease. Prime opportunity there. Bertalis goes to the locker room for Hungary. Be a huge loss there. Puck moved back up to the line. Koch with it now. Able to pick it up for Denmark as they'll set up in the offensive zone. Kyer with it now for Denmark. We'll work it down low. Back over to Kyer on the half wall. Kyer over to Koch. Sends it across the ice. Denmark will work it down deep. Puck will be cleared out, and that should do it for this power play opportunity. Chance comes in for Austria, but no good. So that'll do it for the Danish power play. One real good chance to show for it for the Danes. Struggle to get much set up in that offensive zone. Raymond now works in. Raymond, and feeds out to Bjork. Bjork's shot. And a good save there by Sogar. The Swedes with a good opportunity there. Bjork left more or less all alone in front of the net. Weird play there. It's Raymond with the nice feed over to Bjork. Works in and deflected by his own player. Just kind of rolled off his own stick. As Ekman Larsson was high-sticked after the play, I do not believe there will be a call, though. Do you think a strong performance by Germany today could change your opinion on the outcome of the Germany-Switzerland game tomorrow? That's a good question. I don't think the game against Latvia will have that much swing for me. I still believe that the Swiss will end up kind of walking all over Germany. Their teams aren't very similar on paper. Oh, and a nice play there. Back to the point. Ekman Larsson shot and scores. Sweden makes it 2-0. A turnover in the Danish end leads to a prime opportunity, and Ekman Larsson deposits it into the back of the net. 2-0 Sweden with just under 2 minutes to play. It's Ekman Larsson's first goal of this tournament. As Stenberg fed it out, or first Stenberg fed it over to Raymond, then Raymond passed it right into the open man with Ekman Larsson. Looking for Bjork as well in that same spot. Ekman Larsson, the captain of the Swedish team, takes it and deposits it into the back of the net. Sweden now does lead 2-0 in this game. Stenberg with a good turnover there. Over to Raymond. Ekman Larsson fires it. And there will be another penalty coming up in Austria and Hungary, as Austria will go right back to the penalty box. Hungary now with the opportunity. Shot blocked out front. Swedes now work it back up ice. Pettersson. Setkov and Peterson get tied up in the corner. Heineman with it. Heineman and Bruiser. Setkov and Peterson. It's worked over. Puck will be rimmed around. And out come the Danes. At least they will try to. Yes, and the puck will be flipped out to center ice. High stick call upcoming. Bruiser. A little bit of extra stuff after the whistle. Throws the Swedish defender on his own goaltender. And that will do it for the first period here between Hungary and Austria. Your score after one, tied at 1. We'll see which team can pull out with the win later on today. That is on the first intermission for today's games. A lot of extra stuff after the whistle there for Sweden and Denmark, as it is the last remaining game here. Swedes will collect it. Oh, and a stretch pass there. Pass in front, jam play, no good. It's Carlson with it. Carlson holds on to it. Oh, and a cross check there by the Danes. Sweden will head to the power play here with 47 seconds left to go in this first period. Prime opportunity for the Swedes here to go up by a third goal. Bastrup, the giver of that last cross check. Bjork lines up in the face-off dot. Sweden on their power play. Bjork wins the face-off draw. Takes it, works it back to the point to Oliver Ekman Larsson. Over to Bjork. Bjork with a nice first step. Creates some separation down to Berglund. Back to Stenberg. Down low to Bjork to Raymond. Back up to Raymond. Cross ice. Oh, and Stenberg had an open cage if he shot it. Instead elected to pass. Got broken up. Stenberg with it now. Holds. Waits. Sends it over. Look at the backside. Shot. Great block there. Raymond with the opportunity. Stenberg walks in again. Feeds it to Bjork, who whiffs on the puck. 8 seconds left to go in the period. One last chance upcoming for the Swedes. Raymond with it now. Tries the backhand pass. Gets broken up, and that'll do it for the first period. So far, we have a 2-0 lead We will see for Sweden over Denmark so far in this game. Sweden will start the second period on the power play. Oh, Raymond just shot it into the Danish defender's crotch area. Did not look all that pleasant. But after one period of play, Sweden does lead Denmark 2-0. Hungary and Austria tied as well after one period of play. This will be your first intermission report, where we will talk and answer your live questions as well. We'll start here by talking a little bit about the early parts of this game so far, or the early parts of this day so far, where we've seen two games already end up playing out. We saw the U.S. go out and beat Great Britain by a score of 5-1. A really, I'd say, good bounce back type performance. You think about coming off of a loss to a team like Switzerland, you always feel a little bit of pressure in those games, especially considering the fact that, the U.S. were kind of, I don't want to say favorites walking into that game, but a lot of people had them winning. We didn't, but it's also because we know that the Swiss team is extremely good this year and probably one of the most underrated of them all. But you think about this game, they played pretty well. Yes, the game was tied 1-1 through about halfway through that second period. But for the Brits, they ultimately just lost to a better team in the U.S. The U.S. continued to kind of keep pushing forward, and eventually they found their groove, right? And they finally found the back of the net. They end up winning this one by a score of 5-1. And part of the joy of it, and we talked a little bit about it yesterday, about how Ben Bounds likely going to be the starting goaltender for today for the Brits. He looked really good through kind of that opening little bit. The kind of the goaltender that they've gone to over the last few years, especially at this top division when they need a big upset at this tournament. Bounds typically is the guy they go to, and we saw that today against the American team. We'll see if that continues through the rest of this tournament. We also talked a little bit about it yesterday, because one of the interesting things about having Bounds start today's games is that if you're the Brits, your expectation is that you're trying to obviously make the playoff rounds, but ultimately you're trying to avoid relegation at all costs. And so what really interested me was the fact that they started Bounds in the second game and they started Robson in that first game. And so the reason why, for me at least, it's interesting is because they're playing Austria in that first game, a team that I don't want to say is very beatable, but is very beatable. And they elected to go with basically what the equivalent of their backup for that game. And so it is interesting to me just to kind of see kind of how that went. But it for sure was a tough one. Tough one there. We are on the first intermission for both games, for both Sweden and Denmark, Austria and Hungary. The other game from earlier today, Slovakia and Italy, this was a very dominant game by the Slovaks. And although the score looks a little tighter than probably what it should have been, the Slovaks really played well in this game. And ultimately, outside of that third period where we kind of saw a little bit of that desperation kick in, the Slovaks completely dominated this game. And so for a team like the Slovaks, you kind of look for them to be that, I don't want to say a good team, but a team that's going to consistently put forth kind of good quality efforts. Coming off of a bit of a tough game yesterday against Norway where they nearly lost, Slovaks today, I thought, had a really good bounce back game, ending up beating Italy 4-1, but also playing extremely well, which is what you wanted to see from them. We will see, of course, what kind of comes next for the Slovak team. A big game coming up over the next few days against the Czechs, where they're going to try and thrust themselves into that kind of next spot up. Every win they get, they move one step up the ladder. We'll see whether or not they are going to be able to kind of take that big leap coming up. But ultimately, think about for Slovakia, still a little bit of an easy path over the next few days, and then the big one against the Czechs coming up on the 23rd, which I guess is still 6 days away. We are only on day 3 of this tournament, but Slovenia, they'll play on the 19th, Denmark on the 21st, and then they'll play the Czechs on that 23rd, which that game will be extremely exciting to watch. Both those teams kind of battling it out, I believe, we will be live for those games if memory serves. Yes, we will be live for that game between Slovakia and Czechia, which will be a great game to watch. I'm really excited for that one. Switzerland and Hungary, the other game at that time slot. As well, we'll likely do either Latvia or the US as our kind of marquee matchup on that Saturday, or potentially Austria and Germany if it comes to it. I would assume we're probably going to do the morning games just because those are a little bit more, those should be better games. Austria and Germany could get exciting, but I think ultimately you look at it, Latvia and the US is probably the closest we'll get to that big upset type of game, and the Slovaks and the Czechs will probably be your best game for the entire day. Far as live questions go, make sure to get yours in the chat. Do you think a strong performance by Germany today could change your opinion on the outcome of the Germany-Switzerland game tomorrow? I can't remember if we answered this, but I wouldn't say it would. Like, realistically, unless Germany goes out and smokes Latvia, that'd be the only reason why I'd say that my opinion would change on that game. I still believe that the Swiss are the far better team in this one on paper, on skill, in momentum, in just about every factor. You couple that with them being on home ice, I think the Swiss should absolutely be able to blow out a team like Germany. I don't suspect it'll be all that close, but still, you never really know. As far as what to expect for later today, we did take Latvia to pull off the big upset against Germany in our prediction video. I still think it's a possibility. Obviously, the German team is a good team. They've shown themselves well so far at this tournament, but I would suspect that this Latvian team is going to come out strong. We'll see what they can end up doing. I think it's going to make for a very good game and a very entertaining game, but we will ultimately see kind of how it ends up going there. I hope Denmark will be able to score a goal soon. We'll keep the game more hot and interesting. First period, they're holding up somewhat well, I think. They were. Unfortunately, the wheels kind of just fell off there at the end. I think ultimately, as long as they can keep it within 2 goals, I think they'll be happy. The Swedes are always going to have a game here at this tournament against this Danish team. I think we had 7-2 the final in our prediction video. And so as much as you look at it for the Swedes, like, this is obviously a tough game to try and go out and win, but ultimately they were able to do so, or they've got out to their lead at least in a good step on their way to path to doing so. And so we'll see for the Swedish team whether they can close the door today and not allow this Danish team to be able to come back in this one. Are you considering in the future IIHF events to travel to the event itself, maybe do some content IRL? That's the hope. We'll see. We'll obviously see. One of the things trying to work on right now. Just trying to figure out how to get in the door there. But yeah, no, it's we'll see how it ends up going. A big step in the right direction is to hit our 2,000 subscriber goal, which we're hoping to actually get potentially today. Maybe it'll be tomorrow or over the next few days, depending on kind of how we end up doing here on the streams. But we are just 33 subscribers away now from the 2,000 goal, which is absolutely insane. So please, 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 if you have not already, do smash that subscribe button. It helps out this channel a ton. As well as, what else do we have here? Fun fact, last time Germany played Latvia on the World Championship stage, they won 8-1. Hope for the same today, but Latvia is also good. It is amazing how much this Latvian team has come along over the last few years. The World Junior stage has obviously been a big factor. They have a very young team, really, across the board. They have a few older players, obviously, but especially on the kind of that younger side, a very skilled up-and-coming team. I'm excited to see kind of how they end up doing now and into the future. I think there's a huge opportunity for them to keep going and really getting better and better and better because their young talent just keeps improving. It's the same reason why they're able to put a thorn in the Canada side over the last 2 years in particular, where, of course, they ended up beating Canada back in 2025 in Ottawa. We were live at that game. We have the reaction, I believe, posted on our YouTube platform from the crowd. It was a very quiet Canadian Tire Centre as everyone was leaving Canada, which is in Ottawa, Canada. So, very long story short, Although past track record might indicate that this game should be in favor of the Germans, don't be surprised to see the Latvians pull it off because they have a lot of young talent, a very good goaltender as well, which is one of the many keys to their success. And so we'll see whether or not they can be successful in this one. I'm excited. I'm actually really excited to see kind of what ends up happening here, but should be good. Wow, that was a crushing defeat for Latvia then. I feel like this year is going to be very close. Germany lacks quite some of their firepower, while Latvia has Gudlevskis. I would say that for Gudlevskis, he's been, like, he was really good yesterday. He'll be extremely good today. We talked about him on our day recap video because I would assume that the fact that he started that game against Switzerland was his call that he made, because he wanted to either get the extra reps or whatever. But I would say for the Latvian team, you're going to rely pretty heavily upon your goaltender. And if he's not good enough, they might struggle a little bit in this game against Germany. Once again, you have to factor in that most likely the goaltending will be a strong suit for a team like Latvia. Could it be a downgrade? Absolutely. We never really know. But it's part of the joy of these tournaments, right? Is every game you play, every opportunity you get means one more chance down the line. And if you're able to get a big save and you score, that's more or less 2 goals. That is a swing in the game. And so it's a big deal for these teams to get some good goaltending in net. And ultimately, that's how you can pull off those big upsets, is some good goaltending along the way, the ability that when you get the opportunities, you capitalize on them. And so we'll see. I expect they will let Gudlevskis play again tonight. I would agree. If he doesn't play, then the coaches need to be fired, because that's just disgraceful. That would be a fireable offense in my eyes, to not be able to put your best goaltender in the game that matters most because you played on the day before. I think that'd be poor coaching. But I would say that I don't suspect that'll be the case in this game. But you never know, right? You really do never know. What else we have? What happened to the Habs last night? They did not play well. Yeah, it was a weird game yesterday for the Habs and the Buffalo in the NHL playoffs. I was surprised to see kind of how that game went. And obviously for a team like Buffalo, backs against the wall and needing a win, I wasn't terribly surprised about that part. But the Habs looked extremely flat. They didn't look all that good. They looked pretty emotionless too. And so that's the kind of game you look at and say, well, is there something else coming for them at the rest of this tournament? We'll see, of course, whether or not that is going to be the case. But if you're an international hockey fan, you look at those two matchups and say, well, there's a lot of players that potentially could come over if the opportunity presents itself. You look at Jakub Dobeš in net for the Czechs. Czech could come over to play for the Czechs for the rest of this tournament, which would be a huge add for them as they are in desperate need of a goaltender. You also think about a player like Juraj Slafkovsky for a team like Slovakia, Nick Suzuki for a team like Canada, recently Olympian, Cole Caulfield for the American team, wasn't an Olympian, a bit of a snub there. Potentially will go to this World Championship campaign to get back onto the good side of Team USA Hockey. There's a lot of players here that very well could kind of find their way onto this team, especially from the Habs. I'd say the Sabres, you're looking at a guy like Tage Thompson, who could come over, see the golden goal scorer from last year's tournament, but it should be interesting as we are back underway for second period action here between Hungary and Austria. A reminder that Hungary does start here on this power play for a minute and quite a bit, 50 something seconds. So we'll see whether or not they can get the job done here. I don't understand German coach had to kick out Bach of the squad to allow Reichel to play. I think Kostner could have left instead of Bach, because Kostner only got 8 points in the Dell this year. I think part of it too is, well, there's two kind of key things to keep in mind. One is as the Austrian player goes for a flop. One is you need a complete team. You can't just have all goal scorers. It's one of the main reasons why players like Cole Caulfield end up getting snubbed from the best teams at these tournaments, is because you need a certain role to be filled. And with a guy like Reichel coming in, you satisfy another point-scoring forward. And so part of the reason I'm sure why a guy like, Costner stays in the lineup is for more than just his goal-scoring ability or his point-scoring ability. He ends up kind of playing more of that defensive role, where Bach is a little bit more the offensive-minded player. And so we'll see how it goes. Yes, Gudlevskis will play today 100% in the friendly game preparations. They made him play 2 games in 2 days to prepare for the schedule. It does always interest me kind of how we talked about yesterday, goaltenders are very weird, right? And some goaltenders like a lot of workload. Some goalies feel that they play better when they're kind of a game behind them already the day before. And so part of that might be for a guy like Gudlevskis that he just wanted to feel himself out in that game. He played well enough. I thought that his confidence looked good through most of that game and should be in right order. But going into a big game against the Germans, you want to make sure your players are also rested, healthy, and not trying to play through something. So it's always a little bit risky when you play your goaltender in a meaningless game, but he still played pretty good and kept that game a lot closer than what it probably should have been, especially with the level of chances and the quality of chances the Swiss had pretty much all game long. 30 seconds left to go on the Hungarian power play as they'll fire it right back down into their own end. And a stretch pass here. And loses the puck. Hungary really struggling on this power play sequence. 15 seconds left to go now. This puck will be flipped up, kept in at the line, and then cleared out. Tries to play the puck. Another stretch pass up the ice. The goaltender. A nice play there. Shot. Good save there by Tolvanen. And the Austrians now will try and work back up ice. Can't. As that'll do it for the power play. We are now back to even strength in Austria and Hungary, with Sweden and Denmark picking back up now. That'll do it for our first intermission here. We'll now switch into second period coverage of Austria and Hungary and Sweden and Denmark. Sweden will start on the power play for 1 minute and 12 seconds. We'll see what they can do here. Raymond jams it forward. Tries to keep it in. They will. Berglund. But then will be fired down the ice. Stretch pass there. Just out the outstretched stick. Bjork wheels it up for the Swedes. Passes it off to Berglund. Berglund tries to feed up to Bjork. Bjork runs it around Ekman Larsson, who then loses the puck. Nice play there. Over to Raymond. Raymond shot. Misses wide of the net. Prime opportunity there. Just the goaltender to beat. Berglund drops it off to Stenberg. Stenberg to Bjork. Bjork back to Stenberg. Back to Bjork. Bjork back to Stenberg. Stenberg walks in. Passes it over to the point. Ekman Larsson fakes the shot. Down to Raymond. Raymond whiffs on the puck and it will be cleared out to center ice. Reels in. Ekholm now. Goaltender to beat. And a good save there by Sogar. Prime opportunity there as the Swedish power play now comes to an end. The Austrians will break back up ice now. Austria and Hungary tied at 1. Sweden leading Denmark 2-0. Both teams, Hungary and Sweden, unable to capitalize on their most recent power play chance. And tripped up there. Will that be a penalty? I believe it will be. As looked to be a kneeing call. Or a tripping call. Horvath will go to the box. And a slew footing penalty. That's a dangerous play. That could be ruled a a little bit extra. But they'll probably just call it a 2-minute. As Austria will head to another power play in this one, where we'll see whether or not they are going to be able to get themselves on the board and retake the lead. 1-for-1 on their power play thus far. Think back to the power play goal in that first period. Do you expect many penalties in the match between Latvia and Germany? It's funny. So we in our podcast a few weeks back, we were talking about what are the best rivalries in all of sports, or in hockey, international hockey. And what my fourth one I think I had on my list was Latvia and Germany, because over the last few years they've gotten extremely close with each other because they keep playing each other time after time in all these big tournaments, whether it be for relegation, whether it be for the quarterfinal bid, whatever it might be. And so I would say, to answer your question, I think absolutely there'll be some penalties. I think the intensity will be at an all-time high. Two teams basically fighting for a playoff spot. Ekholm backdoor jam feed. Can't find this guy Carlson on the backside. But yeah, to answer your question, I think that there is going to be some physicality in this game. I'd hope that there would be. The intensity is going to be at 10 because this game means a lot for both these countries as they both try and make a push into this year's tournament. Ekman Larsson wanders in, will be ruled offside. As the Austrians now work back in. Picked off at the line. Puck will be cleared down. 30 seconds left to go now in this Austrian power play. Not a whole lot to show for it so far. Struggle to really get much set up in the offensive end. This puck will be cleared out yet again. A real tough power play for this Austrian team. The Swedes now will work in with it. Stretch pass, trying to hit Blichfeld. Can't find it. Danes will take it into the end. Shot. Good save there by Soderblom. Cross crease, trying to find Blichfeld on the backside. Puck rimmed around. Ekman Larsson with the puck. Gets the puck taken off him. And Denmark turns the corner. Shot. Hits the crossbar. Puck fired down deep. Rims around. Takes it. Sends it over. Shot. Looking for the tip out front. Can't find it through. Passes it around. Oh, and a penalty upcoming again to Hungary. Tripping call on that one. Austria will have the extra attack here for a little bit. Shot from the point. Will end up being touched up by the Hungarians, which will... Shot! Oh, Olesen. What happened there? The ref immediately waves it off. Not sure what they're calling there. Oh, and instead of a goal, we're going to see Denmark take a penalty here. As Olesen knocks down Johansson and backs up for the backdoor jam play. It's a tough play to take. As Anderson just gets knocked over. Or sorry, Johansson rather. Olesen cross-checking penalty puts Sweden to the power play here. Both teams, Austria and Sweden, will both go to the power play. Austria-Hungary currently on a power break. We'll join them when they get back. But for now, Sweden heading to another power play in this game. We'll see if they're going to be able to capitalize on it. A very strong set of players for sure. As Raymond will work in with it. Up top to the point, back to Raymond. Raymond with it, tries to feed play. Unable to get there. Cross crease to Raymond, whiffs on the shot. Up to the point to Persson. Over to Raymond. Raymond up to Bjork in the bumper. Back to Persson. Over to Stenberg. Stenberg cross ice over to Raymond. Raymond with the puck. Holds on to it. Waits. Tries to find De La Rose. Over to Persson. Shot. And passes over to Raymond and scores. 3-0 for Sweden, scoring on the power play. 14:08 left to go in this second period. And Sweden with the insurance marker. We'll see if that's a sign of the end is near for this Danish team. Lucas Raymond with a big goal there. A nice shot from Persson's pass, a one-timer attempt. Persson slides it over to Raymond, who roofs it top shelf over Søgaard's shoulder. Sweden now leads by a score of 3-0. One minute left to go in the Austrian power play. Still tied at 1 over in that game. Drawer now for the Austrians works in. Fires back up to the point. Shot blocked. Takes it now. Walks in. Shot from the point. Misses wide. Rebound chance. Up high for the Austrians on this power play, but 15 seconds left to go now. So they'll try and capitalize on it. Puck comes in, but kept out at the line. Austria trying to get one last chance, but the puck will be cleared out. That will do it for the Austrian power play. Not a whole lot to show for it. Not a whole lot of good chances either for them, as a bit of a wasted opportunity there. Swedes now break it back up ice. Sweden in the lead by a score of 3-0. Austria tied with Hungary at ones. Hungarians playing some good collapsing defense in this game so far. Unfortunately for Denmark, trying to have a little bit of difficulty going in the offensive mano-a-mano type of game with them. Søgaard passes it down deep. Walks out. Persson trying to find the backside. Cannot find it through though. And the Swedes will collect it. Nice pass there. Silverberg's shot. Scores! Jakob Silverberg with the goal. Makes it 4-0 for the Swedes. This game continues to get ugly. Sweden now leads by a score of 4-0. Jakob Silverberg with his first of the tournament. And Sweden gets on the board. Or Sweden gets on the board for a fourth time. I guess is probably the better way of saying that. Just beats Søgaard. A bit of a surprising shot. from him. Wasn't really expected to shoot it, and then Sogar just was not expecting that at all. Late to get his blocker down, snipes it just over the pad on the glove side. Nice shot there. Sweden leads 4-0 over the Danes. 11:51 left to go in this second period. Are you Germans? No, Swiss been generous part the neighbor countries, Germany and Austria, except when they play against Switzerland. Latvia, IIHF, Zurich. What do you expect from Norway? And what do I expect from Norway and Slovenia today? I would expect Norway to play well enough to win this game. Like the game yesterday with the Czechs kind of threw a lot of my expectations for the Slovenia team out the window. Like part of me obviously thinks that you have to take into consideration now that Slovenia is a legit team after they went out and beat the Czechs, but at the same time, it's part of that was that the Czechs just didn't play all that well either, and so I don't know what to answer your question. I think yesterday kind of threw my answer for a bit of a loop because that loss wasn't supposed to happen this early in the tournament, especially with Slovenia and Czechia. Czechia, who was one of our big 6 teams coming into this tournament. All of a sudden, that whole big 6 gets flipped on its head because Slovenia now is pulled through with the win. Stretch pass, out to the outstretched stick now. Puck works in. Hungary shot, tipped away. Chance there for the Hungarians. Pass misses. And Austria, oh, nice attempt at a stretch pass. That went a huge hit in the neutral zone. Tries to work it back. Stenberg now. Oh, and a nice play there by Stenberg to break it up. Oh, and a pass to Raymond shot blocked out front. A great play there by Stenberg to break it up. Heavy forecheck. Raymond will flip it up to neutral ice. Stenberg back on it with a little bit of pressure. We'll go off and change now. The Austrians now will break it up ice. Oh, and Tolvanen nearly missed that pass or that shot. Oh, a big opportunity there for Austria. Cannot find it. Opportunity there. Gone to waste. Wolf there. Prime opportunity for the Austrians. Expected goals in this game between Austria and Hungary, 0.72 to 0.68. 0.28 goals above expected for Austria, 0.32, I believe, for Hungary. Shot from the point, misses wide. Stay working behind the goal. Olsen down low, tries to find a cross, misses wide. Will end up dropping out to center ice in the neutral zone. Ukraine will play in Germany in 2027 Men's World. We're rooting for them that year to be able to stay in the lead. It will be exciting to see. It's been a long time coming for the Ukraine team It's been quite a few years they haven't been in, so be excited to see what they can do, especially at this top division. You also kind of look at them as far as kind of Kazakhstan as well, who's coming up, an elevator team from last year who was up at this tournament, sent down Division 1A for this year, ends up coming back up to the tournament. And so I'm excited to see what they can do. I think it's going to be a great tournament next year. Hoping that I'll be able to get over to Germany for some of those games, so we'll see. But next year's Men's World Championship will definitely be a good one to watch. Austria-Hungary still tied at 1. Sweden and Denmark. Sweden leads 4-0. 9:16 left to go in this period. Pretty good start to this game for the Swedes. Austria-Hungary, both teams with a power play goal to this point, and is the difference maker so far, but no team able to kind of find that next breakthrough goal as Hungary works right back in. Turns the corner. Shot tipped. Tolvanen able to make the save. Rebound was loose, but Tolvanen up to the task for the Austrians. Ekholm works along. Ekholm takes the long way around the boards. Larson. Oh, and they're going to call that penalty on that, I guess. Denmark, I believe, will head to their power break. I believe that they will head, and yes, Denmark will head to the power play. Grunstrom to the box for what I would presume to be interference. Denmark will head to the power play here. Or we'll see if they're going to be able to get the job done and score. As we were on both games in a power break, if you are new here, please do smash the like button and hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Here on YouTube, we are just 33 subs away from that goal. So please, 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 if you have not already, do smash that subscribe button. Helps out the channel a ton. As well, let us know who you think is going to win in our poll. Haven't checked that in a little while, but I would presume, given the current score, that it's probably not looking all that pretty at this point in time. 87% say Sweden will end up taking this game. Denmark with the other 13%. Sweden currently leading by a score of 4-0. Certainly a step in the right direction for them. For the Swedes at this tournament, I mean, we'll see. Oh, that's just a tough penalty to take. Visa goes straight down, and Denmark will head to the power play. Mercer passes over, shot, scores! Denmark gets them on the board, 4-1 now. Don't call it a comeback yet. Blichfeld with the goal for the Danes. And all of a sudden this game gets a little bit more exciting. Blichfeld on the power play makes it 4-1. Hungary with a prime opportunity. Can't find the rebound though, even though it's loose. Shots on goal in Hungary and Austria. Hungary leading the shot category right now, 16-10. A pretty well-played game by Hungary so far. They've really impressed me at this tournament, especially after their game yesterday against the Finns, where they were extremely competitive against them. Austria's shot saved by the Hungarian goalkeeper. Puck worked in, and there will be a whistle. Splitfeld will head to the box after scoring for Denmark. He'll put the Swedes on the power play here. Silverberg fed it over to Grunstrom. And Blichfeld on the backside lifted the stick and got called for a hook. But Sweden will go to the power play for a chance to make it back into their 4-goal lead. Raymond takes the puck, fires back up top to Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson works over, tries to feed it to Bjork. Stenberg back with it now. Stenberg back up to the point to Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson over to Stenberg, tries to feed over to Bjork, lifts his foot over to Raymond. Raymond up to the point to Ekman Larsson, shot. This is wide of the net. It'll be rimmed around, but kept in by Stenberg. He's waiting there, tries to force feed it to Bjork, but can't. And now the Danes will work back up ice. Shot, turned away by Soderblom. Bjork with it now. Nice play there to win the puck battle. Ekman Larsson with it. Takes it. Go for a skate. Raymond, pass over to Stenberg, gives it off to Berglund, back to Stenberg, over to Berglund. Berglund with it now, takes it. Drops it off to Raymond. Raymond with the puck, passes down. Raymond. Over to Stenberg. Stenberg takes it. Stenberg waits. Tries to find Bjork open in the slot. Sends it down to Berglund instead. Passes it up to the top. Ekman Larsson now. Walks in with it. Ekman Larsson waits. Hands it off to Stenberg. Stenberg walks in over to Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson walks in. Gives it over to Raymond. Raymond shot. Good glove save there. Stenberg passed over to Viggo Bjork, who deposits it into the net. 5-1 Sweden. Bjork with a big goal there for the Swedes. A nice shot off the one-timer on the power play. Sweden 5, Denmark 1. Ukraine playing us that France or Poland will get promoted along with Kazakhstan. It will be interesting to see what they end up doing with France, because France is supposed to host the 2028 World Championships, which are in 2 years' time, but the promotion for that will be at next year's tournament. Are they calling it no goal? Strange. No, the goal stand. Because with France supposed to be hosting the 2027 World Championships, it means that they're technically protected or 2028. They're protected in the 2027 year from relegation. However, if they're already relegated and they don't end up earning up, what ends up happening? I assume one of two things is going to happen, either at the semi-annual Congress, which comes up at the end of this tournament. We tend to see, I would say, a bit more of the we might see the promotion bid kind of guaranteed, or they'll lose their host status and they'll try and change it for 2028, which I would say is probably more likely at this point. And then depends on where they'd end up going. I'm not sure whereabouts they'd be able to kind of find a last minute option to go to a place. But I mean, Finland, Latvia is always a pretty safe option to go with. But the other option is you just force promotion. Haig shot from the point, looking for the tip, can't find it. But they will need to kind of figure out what's going to happen there. Haig shot, blocked away. Throws on the brakes. Holmstrom walks in. Wheels it around. Holmstrom tries to get in, but can't find it through. Holmstrom back with the puck now. Fires it up to the point. Persson sends it over to Haig. Haig works it down low. Tries to feed it across. Can't find it through. There's Austria back on the power play here. Shot off the post. 1:10 left to go in the period. Shot from the point, faked. Shot now, rebounds loose, slides through the crease area for Hungary. Oh, and a nice play there to keep the puck in. Just the goaltender to beat, and a great save there by the Hungarian goaltender. Swedes now working on in. Slides it over, looking for the jam play in front. No good. Under 4 minutes now to play in the period. We had to do a power break over in Sweden and Denmark. Back over to Austria and Hungary. As we look towards the end of this power play. 3 seconds left. Shot. Misses and hits the crossbar, and that'll do it for the Austrian power play here. Some good opportunities, but cannot quite find the back of the net yet. It's a good defensive battle. This was kind of expected in our prediction video. I think we had Austria winning by a score of 2-0. As of right now, this game's playing out pretty close to kind of expectations, if you will. Be flipped out. Puck will be rimmed around, and that will do it for the second period between Austria and Hungary. We head into our second intermission report. For Austria and Hungary, this game the Austrians have had a lot of chances in this game, right? And they haven't been able to capitalize on many of them, which is starting to get frustrating. And that's the exact game a team like Hungary wanted to play here, where if you're going to pull off an upset against a team like Austria, this is the recipe to do it. You hang around just long enough, and then you eventually pounce on them. And so credit to this Hungarian team thus far, because they've played a near perfect game. For Austria, they just need to keep doing what they're doing, because eventually it works, right? And if you start to try and force things, that's where you get yourself into problems. And so we'll see kind of how they end up doing there. But we'll conclude out the rest of this second period between Sweden and Denmark. 3:45 left to go in the second period. So they will work in now. Tries to slide it across, can't. Koch tries to feed it back, and the puck will go the length of the ice for icing. 3:31 left to go in the second period. Sweden still in the lead by a score of 5-1 in what can be best described as a blowout. If you are new here, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We are just 33 away. So if you have not already, please do smash that subscribe button. Bjork in the face-off dot again for the Swedes. Beats True in the dot. Ekman Larsson fires it over. Oh, and a nice move there by Stenberg. Tries to do a jam play out front. Puck will be fired down the ice and go for icing again. 3:18 now left to go in this second period. Swedes looking good. Reminder, we will be talking a little bit about the upcoming games as well as answering your questions at the second intermission for this one. All right, got to go for a month. See you later. Thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you on our second stream today. Coming up a little bit later tonight if you're over in Europe, or, oh, nice pass there. or this afternoon for our North American friends. 3 minutes now left to go in this second period. Haig works over. Face off won by the Danes shot, but I believe it was a premature whistle there. Lauridsen with the slap shot. This Men's World Championship tournament was pretty quiet to start as far as the upsets went, and then obviously yesterday kind of threw it on its head with the big Slovenia upset over the Czechs, which, I mean, that game was a surprise in and of itself, but definitely kind of funny to see. De La Rose flips it down deep, especially for a Canadian who's seen the Czechs pull so many upsets off against the Canadians over the years. But and here comes Holmstrom now. Oh, and a great move there. Oh, and nearly is able to put it in the back of the net. A nice move there. The back play through the legs and then goes for the forehand tuck. But unfortunately, Søgaard is up to the task. Curious to see if the Danes go to their backup goaltender coming out of this second period. Wouldn't be surprised there if they end up doing that, but we will see. Showing the Holmstrom move there. Nice move. Tries to go for the forehand tuck, but unable to get it through. On that backside, Jensen Abo back as well for the Danish squad. Visa against De La Rose in the faceoff dot. Face off, one back. Setkov shot, looking for the rebound, no good. Ekholm to Larson. Larson works up with it. Ekholm now works in. Ekholm throws on the brakes. Tries to move forward, but can't. 1:25 left to go in this second period. Turns the corner, throws it out front. Can't find it through. Ekholm now. Pass it off to Johansson. Johansson stretched past to Peterson, but can't quite find the stick. 1:05 left to go. Sweden still in the lead by a score of 5-1. A reminder that in our prediction video, we did take Sweden to win 7-2 the final. Puck dumped down deep. Heineman tries to poke it along. Can't find it though. Denmark with the puck in their own end will brim it around the boards. Kept in though. So Swedes trying to win the puck battle along the boards. They do come out with the puck. Silverberg drops it off to Berglund. Berglund now walks on. Holds it. Berglund holds on to it again. Waits for it. Berglund holds. Over to Haig. Haig cross crease to Silverberg. Back to the point to Berglund. Saved by Søgaard on that attempt. Good stop there. So you enter the final minute of play here in this second period between Sweden and Denmark. Sweden still in the lead by a score of 5-1. We will see how that continues to go along today. But as of right now, a good start for this Swedish team. Would expect them to end up pulling through with the win today. At this point, be surprised for them not to win today, but we'll see. 5-1 leads, safest lead in hockey, or most dangerous lead in hockey, or something like that. As that will do it for the... Oh, no, there was an icing call with 2 seconds left. Will they end up pulling their goaltender? It should. But 2 seconds left to go in the period. We will see whether or not the Danes can score a quick one here, or if that's going to likely do it, which I would expect this period to be done. But you never know. 2.2 on the clock. A quick face-off win and a shot. Definitely a possibility. And scramble draw shot. Looking for the tip in front, but can't find it through. 5-1 Sweden after 2 periods of play as we head in to the second intermission of play. We are going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back to answer your live questions just after this. And we are back. Sweden leading 5-1 through 2 periods of play. Austria up on Hungary after Austria tied with Hungary 1-1 at the second intermission as well. A reminder that what we would like to do at this intermission is talk a little bit about the upcoming games as well as the games that were. We talked a little bit about the last set of games at the first intermission. But for this second intermission, we'll take a look ahead at the games we're going to be live for in about 2 hours' time, where we're going to be seeing, of course, some good matchups here with Norway and Slovenia. For this game, I would say keep an eye out for kind of how well Norway plays off that first 20 minutes. And if they can play well off the first 20, very likely they're going to end up walking away with the win today. A very solid team through and through. We've seen them play well against the Slovaks yesterday, nearly able to pull off the upset on that account. And so now we'll see for them whether or not they're going to be able to keep finding some success at this tournament. Very realistically, there is absolutely the potential for it. But ultimately, it'll come down to how well you can play in those big moments that'll end up deciding really how it ends up going for you. So we'll see for this team, for Norway, whether or not they can beat Slovenia, the red-hot Slovenia, after they beat Czechia yesterday. We'll see how they can tune in for this game. For the other game, Germany and Latvia, a huge game for the standings over in Group A. That will be our marquee matchup later today. Keep an eye out for it. We'll see which team comes out on top there. Some very good teams between Latvia and Germany. For Latvia, it's going to come down to how well they can play defense. If they can shut down the German attack, like what we saw yesterday against the Swiss, they will be very successful in their game against Germany. However, if the Germans are able to get a few quick goals, kind of force Latvia out of their structure, it's going to be an ugly one for sure. So Austria works in the chance, as we are out of the intermission here, for Austria and Hungary. Hungary is drawing with Austria. They are, as of right now. We'll see kind of how it ends up going here in this third period. The Austrians have had a lot of chances so far. They've looked really good. Unfortunately, just haven't really been able to generate that high-quality look quite yet to get the opportunity they need to deposit one into the back of the net. 19:35 left to go in this third period. Plenty of time for both these teams to try and get themselves into the lead. But we will see. Part of the beauty of it is it's always hard to tell who's going to end up taking the game at what point in the tournament. But for right now, Hungary, a nice stretch pass there, just out the outstretched stick. We'll probably be spending a little bit more time on this Hungary-Austria game for the third shot, turned away by Tolvanen there. A great opportunity for Hungary. I'll probably spend a little bit more time on Hungary and Austria in this game after the rest of this, because obviously with Sweden and Denmark currently in a 5-1 game, not necessarily the most close of games or entertaining of games. So, and a nice move there. The Austrians try and work in, gets roughed up, taken down, no call coming. As Hungary now will work back up ice. So we're back around. Austria first on the puck there. Hungary now works back up ice. We're at the 18-minute mark now between Hungary and Austria. Austria once again will pick up the puck in the offensive zone. Cycles up along their blue line. Tries to dump it down, picked off by the Hungarians. And this will be skated out and cleared. Hungary dumps it down deep. Ravaz in the forecheck for this Hungarian team. Austria, though, picks up the puck and will start to skate with it. Moves it up. Goes the length of the ice. Goaltender will come out to play it for Hungary. Tolvanen out to play it for Austria. Bit of that ping pong type of game so far, through the third period at least. Both teams just kind of dumping and changing. Haven't been able to generate too much to this point. It's another blocked shot, kicks up over the glass. Nice reverse hit. They're showing on the replay. Once again, Hungary and Austria tied at ones, currently in third period action. Sweden and Denmark. Sweden leads 5-1. They are at the second intermission as of this point. Stay tuned later today. We're going to be having Latvia and Germany, Norway and Slovenia coming up on the channel here live. Should be a really good game of action. We'll see which team can come out on top in that one. Keep an eye out, though. Lots of content coming today, as well as our day recap video, which will be coming out a little bit later on tonight. What are my thoughts on the Italy and Slovakia game today? I thought Slovakia played really well. And although the score might not be indicative of that kind of blowout type of performance, I thought they were definitely the better team, a dominant team in that game. The kind of game that I think you'll walk away with by the Slovaks very happy with, even with kind of how difficult it is as Austria works in. Shot, misses the net wide. A good opportunity there for this Austrian team. The Austrians now collect it behind their own net. Unterweger slides it over. Chip it down deep. And Austria will go in and try and chase. Oh, and a goaltender just tried to play it for Hungary up the middle of the ice. Almost knocked down by the Austrian stick. And in comes Austria now. Immediately broken up. And Hungary will take the puck and chip it out. Austria now works right back in. Tries to get it down deep. They will. Tied up down in the corner. Norway versus Slovenia is crazy. I don't know who wins that. I would give the edge to Norway. I know that the Czechs just lost to Slovenia, but I like to think that that's a fluke until I see it twice. It's one of those kind of one's a coincidence, two's a pattern, three's a trend. It's kind of the way you kind of have to look at these games, especially for some of these teams who have that hot goaltender play and it can be the big difference maker. I'd like to see Slovenia do it twice before we start to consider them kind of a legit threat at this tournament, but Norway should still be a favorite heading into this game, and so we'll see kind of what they can do later on today. Should be a good one to keep an eye on for sure. As the Austrians will line up in the face-off dot. Wins it back, shot. Hits off a shin pad out front. Passes it over. 14:43 left to go in this third period. And passes up. Austria works in, shot, looking for the rebound chance. Nobody there on the backside to put it away. Hungary tries to wheel it up, gets broken up, but Austria will flip it in. Hungary will take the puck again and start to wheel it up. Dump it down deep, go in and chase. Tolvanen out to play it for Austria. Oh, and a penalty upcoming for interference, as I believe Austria will head to the power play. Interference to the call, and Austria will head to the power play here. Could potentially be a turning point in this game, as Hari for Hungary takes out Kolvanen in the Austrian goal. Slewfoot's the goaltender. You can't do that. But as the Hungarian coach is calling for a dive. It's a tough call to take if you're Hungary. Austria will head to the power play here in a tie hockey game 1-1. We will see whether or not they are going to be able to find their way back in this one and find themselves in the lead in this one. Bjork lines up against True. Bjork with face-off win. Sweden and Denmark back underway. Austria will wheel it in. Unterweger over, shot, misses over the net. Third period action between Sweden and Denmark underway. Unterweger slides it over. Sverger, shot, scores! Austria 2-1 now. Sverger with the goal for Austria. And a big goal for them as they will take the lead in this game on the power play. A huge goal for this Austrian team. Austria leads 2-1 over Hungary. Dominic Sverger with a huge goal. Oh, and a big collision out front with Sogar, who's slow to get up in debt for Denmark. Danes roll in. Shot saved by Soderblom. Sogar looked shaken up behind the play. Hopefully he's okay. As he gets his feet taken out underneath him there. Bit of a strange play, big, strange collision for sure. Dominic Sverger from Unterweger and Schneider. The power play goal that puts Austria in the lead in this game. Puck will be moved in, thrown down. Oh, and a nice check there. Austria will work back up the ice. Passes, shot, looking for the rebound, scores! A weird play there. It looked like the Hungarian goaltender was able to stop it, but slid through the pads, and Austria has taken a 3-1 lead in this game. A huge goal here. Austria now leads 3-1. Timo Nickel with the goal. Need to see a replay of this one. Looked like a relatively harmless shot coming in. Oh, it just slide through his pads, or is it tipped in front? Oh, that's a terrible play. Wow, that's a very bad goal to allow. Wow, that's a goal you're gonna want back. Austria leads 3-1 now over the Hungarian team. 12:54 left to go in the period. We will see what the response will be from the Hungarians here, down 2 quick goals in this period. How the tables have shifted in this game. Austria and Hungary tied not so long ago. A quick power play goal by Sverger led to to the first goal, and the momentum kind of shifted from there. Quick goal later, one of the most important ones by Timo Nickel. Now we will see what ends up happening here for the Austrians. "17 minutes left to go in Sweden and Denmark." The premature whistle or premature puck drop. Hi, can you tell me something of the Canadian coach? What is his background as far as what has he done in the past, or as far as like where he's from? Marcus Lordson going to the box for Denmark for a hold. Sweden will head to the power play again, trying to make it 6-1 now. Hold on Peterson. And Lordson's not very happy about that call. Rightfully so. Bjork lines up against True on the face-off dot. Ekman Larsson with it now. Wheels over to Stenberg. Stenberg waits on it, holds. Cycles with the puck. Stenberg walks in, shot. Hits off a body in front, deflected into the corner. And Denmark now will work back up ice, fire it down deep. Austria works in, tries to throw it out front, covered up by the goaltender. Sweden works in. Bjork with the puck for Sweden. Bjork passes it over. Slides it over. A great pass there to Stenberg, who tries to shoot it on net, but 5-hole covered up by Sogar. Ekman Larsson feeds it over to Stenberg. Stenberg to Bjork, to Berglund, back to Stenberg. Stenberg walks in with it. Tries to feed over to Bjork. Ekman Larsson shot. Look for the jam play, and Berglund will take a penalty here, a tripping call, a tough penalty to take, but Jack Berglund will go to the box now for the Swedes, making it 4-on-4 hockey for at least a little bit. Sweden will no longer be on the power play. Be 4-on-4 hockey for, I believe, pretty close to a minute here. We will see a little bit of a different kind of energy for that part. "53 seconds, 4-on-4 hockey. Then it will be a power play for the remainder of those 2 minutes. Setkov works up for the Danes. Over in Austria-Hungary, still 3-1 Austria. Same thing, same score for Sweden and Denmark, 5-1. Hungary needing a chance here with the opportunity. Shot from the point, looking for a deflection, but could not find one. Austria will break it back up ice now. Sends it over. Dump it down deep. Bounces. Fires it down, and we'll go and chase it. 10 minutes to go, halfway through this third period. Clock the enemy of this Hungarian team, as Denmark now will be on the power play. 4-on-4 is now done. We will see whether or not Hungary has any answer in this game. Sweden-Denmark just about done, barring any Denmark last chance goals here, but walks in, shot, turned away by Soderblom. Cannot stop calling him Tornblom, the goaltender at the U18s, I believe, for Sweden. Is that the it was at the U18s. Are the U18s or World Juniors? But I'm pretty sure it was U18s. Could have been both. So they'll walk in with it. The Danes, 30 seconds left to go, and that'll be rolled offside. Shot. Oh, and it sneaks through again. Belize has had some problems so far tonight with his rebound control. A lot of the pucks just kind of sneaking right through him. Moves it up. Here comes Hungary. Waits on it. Holds. Tries to feed it over. Can't find it through. Oh, and boarded up against the boards there. First, the Austrian defender. Hungary walks in now. Shot. Blocked out front. Numbers emerging for the Austrians. Pretty close to offside on that play. That'll do it for the Danish power play as well. They're hit even strength. 8:10 left to go in the third over in Austria and Hungary. 13:42 left to go over in Denmark and Sweden. There's a huge brawl on the ice right now as that Olesen is hacking away at, I don't even know who that is. Sundqvist maybe? Put him in a headlock. Olesen and Sundqvist very much exchanging pleasantries. As penalty upcoming to the Austrians. Lots of extracurricular activity. We'll see what the penalty breakdown is when we return. But you look at it, can't be doing what they're doing. Reminder that Germany and Latvia, Norway and Slovenia coming up in about an hour and a half's time. We'll be back live here on YouTube for that game. So be sure to come tune in. Be sure to hit the like button on this stream, as well as the like button on the other stream. Remember, we'll be live a little bit later today. Be sure to hit the subscribe button as well. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Just 32 subscribers away from that mark right now. As it looks to be a 5-minute major being reviewed over in Austria and Hungary, as the Hungarian player doubled up over the bench. This will be a penalty coming up against Austria if it does end up happening. We'll see what the call was. Oh, and it'll be a knee on knee. Oh, and a bad one at that. There is absolutely the potential for that to be upgraded. We saw that call a few years back at the World Juniors in that quarterfinal game between Canada and Czechia. Canada got the 2 or 5-minute major for that on a pretty similar play. This would be a tough loss for sure for the Austrians, as Thaler was the giver of that hit. Potentially could be kicked out of this game, which would be an absolute brutal end to this one, as Sweden will go to the power play after that scuff up. So Sweden will be on the power play for sure. Hungary will be on the power play. The question remains, will it be a 5-minute major or will it be downgraded? So the referee still reviewing this call, the potential to shake up the entire game and potentially the tournament for a team like Hungary. Huge implications on the line. Heinemann for the Swedes sends it over to Holmstrom. Second unit out for the Swedes to start this power play unit. Holmstrom waits on it, sends it down. Carlson up to the half wall. Moves it over. Shot looking for the tip in front. Jam play. Carlson gets roughed up, and there's going to be some more extracurricular after the whistle here. And here comes the officials. What will be the final call? So it'll only be a 2-minute minor penalty for the Austrian player. It will not be a 5-minute major, but Hungary still will go to the power play, where we will see whether or not they can get themselves back within a goal. Halam's not very happy with the officiating crew today, as it will be 4-on-4 hockey as they took one player out of the pile. For about a minute 30 and then the last 30 seconds. There's a delay game penalty over in Austria and Hungary. Potentially. Clock continuing to tick down in both games. Hungary and Austria now back under, the refs are chatting about whether that should be ruled a delayed game, and it absolutely should. Oh, it did hit off the inner glass, so technically it is a question mark of whether it is or not. Oh, and they are going to give it. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 for Hungary here, down 2 goals, where they will see whether or not they will be able to find the big one coming up on this power play opportunity. Time we can only tell whether they'll be able to do this. As they're giving a very close-up angle of the coach's head there. And a tough play there to take, as Hungary will go to the 5-on-3 advantage. Soderblom down. Able to make the save, though. Hungary will go to the must-score 5-on-3 here. If they can, they'll look really good for a chance to win this game. If not, might be a bit of a tough road back in. Hungary now walks in with a 5-on-3 emerging. Chance there. Works it down below the half wall. Works back behind the net. Passing back and forth. Walks in. Whiffs on the shot. 1:25 left to go on this 5-on-3. This game hanging in the balance. We will see whether or not they are going to be able to find that that tying goal on these 2 power play opportunities. Works it over, shot, scores! Hungary makes it 3-2. This game gets a little bit more exciting now. Peter Vince with the goal for the Hungarians. We're also at full strength over in Sweden and Denmark here. But this game gets a lot more exciting now. And we will see whether or not the Hungarians can find their way through in this game. Down a goal now, this game gets ever so much more exciting. Hungary does strike back. As there will be a 5-on-4 power play now for the Hungarians. We will see whether or not they can get one last goal on this power play and bring this one within or end up tying this game. Reminder that every point matters at these tournaments. Moves it over. Cycles it. Tries to cycle it around, but the puck will come out. And Denmark will also head to the power play over in their game. 30 seconds left to go on the Hungarian power play. 6 minutes to go in the third period. We'll see whether or not they can find a big goal here. Puck will be shot out and out down the ice. 10 seconds left to go in the Hungarian power play. That should do it for that. So we'll collect it behind their own net. 5 seconds to go there. So shift it up. Power play is now done for Hungary. Dangerous minute afterwards, though. Tensky shifts it over. Shot! Oh, and a great block shot there to keep this game, to keep Austria in the lead. Hungary with a prime opportunity there, but shot it off the Austrian defender. Wow. A wide open net. Tolvanen wasn't even close. Sofron with the prime opportunity and could not bury it home. Oh, wow. Talk about games hanging in the balance. So close. So you realize I forgot to change the score over. 3-2 Hungary. Under 6 to go in that one. Denmark currently on the power play. Shot turned away by Soderblom. Johansson will fire it down the ice. The Danes will try and work in up attack. Ogard. Puck will come down deep. Just over 5 minutes to go as we hit the 5-minute mark. Left to go in this game for Austria and Hungary. Hungary down a goal, looking for some late game heroics. We'll see if they can get that here. So sneak in. Shot saved by the Hungarian goaltender. I think Norway will win Slovenia. I would agree. I think as much as, yes, like they're coming off of a big win, it was relatively fluky as Denmark will go right back to the power play. 8:41 left to go in the period as they showed a replay of the Hungarians' last goal. I thought that was present nearly. I thought I missed one. We'll be on a power break over in Sweden and Denmark. Austria and Hungary, under 5 minutes to play now. Time the enemy of this Hungarian team. Shots on goal in the third period, 5-1 in favor of the Austrians. It's been a relatively defensive period here. Shots on goal total, Austria 20, Hungary 18. 4:10 left to go in the third. Denmark will also be on the penalty kill here, or Denmark will also be on the power play here. Silverberg tripped up Rugesser. And we'll see. Hungary and Austria tie up on face-off. Austria shot, spin around shot, no good. 4 minutes now to go left in this third period. We'll see whether or not Austria can find one last big chance here. .8:35 left to go. Sweden's discipline kind of falling a little bit short as Bjork now works in for Sweden. We'll wait for his guy to come. Tries to feed it forward. Can't. Denmark will work back up the other way. Shot scores. Mikael Ogaard scores for the Danes to make it 5-2. Potentially a sign of things to come in this game. Who knows? 5-2 Sweden over Denmark. 3-2 Austria over Hungary with 3 minutes to play over in that game. So Austria will break it back up ice. Zverger with it. Zverger with a huge goal earlier. Oh, and a great pass across. Oh, and a nice save by Belize there to keep this game within reach for the Hungarians. You can expect the goaltender to be on the move very shortly. 2:30 left to go in the third period. When will the goaltender go? He's preparing to skate with it. Oh, and puck picked off. 2:20 left to go in the third. As the puck will come down deep. Hungary collects it behind their own net and will begin to skate out with it. 2 minutes to go in the third period. Goaltender just about to the bench for Hungary. And they'll skate it in Hungary. Goaltender to the bench. Empty net now for the Hungarian team. Puck will be flipped out and go the length of the ice for icing. Moves it over, Ekman Larsson with the puck. Over to Peterson. Peterson holds on to that puck. Nice play there. Tries to flip it over. 7:08 left to go now in the period in Sweden and Denmark. Under 2 minutes to play in Austria and Hungary. Hungary has pulled their goaltender. Shot turned away. I love hockey for how unexpected and dynamic sometimes it is. I was a football fan when I was a bit younger, but got bored by it and switched to hockey. Probably one of the best decisions in my life so far. Well, that's fair. It's good. It's good to find something you like too. It's good to see. Probably one of the best in hockey. Football is pretty slow and often predictable. In hockey, on a crazy day, the weakest team can beat the strongest one. As we saw yesterday between Slovenia and the Czechs, you don't typically see that kind of upset very often. Denmark and Hungary clearly don't want to give up in their matches. They certainly don't. Both very resilient teams. Hungary, with the face-off win, will keep it in the offensive zone. Cycles it between the points, down low. We will see whether or not they can get themselves on the board here. Hungarians tied up behind the Austrian net. Try and fire it in. Hari's alone in the slot. Big chance. Rebounded loose. Oh, and nearly for Hungary. Finds it into the back of the net. Almost 1 minute to go now left in this game. 102-101. 1 minute left to go in the third period. Hungary with a shot. Hits off the side of the net. Pop there. Shifts it over. Up top. To the point. Back down low to the half wall. Hungary with the puck. Waits with it. Slides it over. Looking for the backdoor jam play. Where is the puck? It's tied up. Pop with the shot. Hits off of a defender in front. Sweden makes it 6-2. Pop again with the shot. Misses wide of the net. Huge opportunity here. 20 seconds left to go. Shot blocked out front again by the Austrians. Kicked back in. They'll shoot it down the ice. Will it go? It will not. 13 seconds left and icing is called. Jacob De La Rose for Sweden makes it 6-2 for them. And that likely will ice that game over there as well. We were talking actually before Eddie shot it off the Danish defender's skate. We were talking a little bit before this stream started today. And in our original prediction video, we took 2-0 Austria over Hungary and 7-2 Sweden-Denmark. But we were saying that I thought that my prediction was 4-2 Austria over Hungary. I guess in the end it does matter as Austria does put in the empty net. So 4-2 was the eventual game-winning score today, but so close to having a perfect day again. There's still a potential, I guess, for the Sweden-Denmark one to not be right. Had originally 2-0, adjusted the prediction at the start of the stream. You can go watch that to 4-2. And we're right on both games this morning as well. So it's been a pretty good day for the predictions so far. We'll see if it can continue with Sweden and Denmark. We need Sweden for one more goal. And then the predictions are another day of pretty good overall. So that should do it today between Austria and Hungary. With a few seconds left on the clock, expect the puck will just drop. And then from there, that should do it for that game today. Pretty good one for Austria. They played decently well, struggled to get much going, but ultimately they stuck with it. They end up pulling out the win, a 4-2 win at that, as this game does turn final over to Sweden and Denmark. 3:20-ish left to go. We'll see if the Swedes can get one last goal here and make that 7-2 prediction look right. Passes it over. Three minutes now left to go in the period as we're back on for coverage of Sweden and Denmark. Berglund with the puck. Saucers it over to Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson fires it back down into the corner. Can't quite find the puck, the Swedes. And Danes now with a stretch pass that will just miss the outstretched stick of the Danish forward. Chance there that would have led absolutely to a huge opportunity, but cannot quite find the chance there. Sweden breaks back up ice now, 6-2 the score in what has been a pretty much a blowout game so far of today. A nice little end there for Austria and Hungary, a really good game, really good closeout to that. And then the Swedes and the Danes here just wrapping up as well. 2 minutes just about left in this third period. 2 minutes now left to go as Sweden will work in. Shot, misses just wide. Good opportunity there. 1:50 left to go in this third period. Denmark will work back up the other way. Ran off into the boards. Sundqvist takes it. Throws on the break. Shot. Cannot find it through. Sends it down. Moves it over. Broken up. Sundqvist with the puck. Gives it away, and that will be a whistled for... A Shield will go to the box. Sweden will head to the power play here, looking for the 7-2 win, as we predicted at the start of this tournament. We will see whether or not that's going to be the case. Thank you very much for subscribing. As a cross-check or slash, pick your poison, I guess. But Sweden will go to the final. Anyone playing that IIHF fantasy game? I haven't got into it. I should have done it, but now I can't bring myself to do it, especially at this point in the term, considering we've missed the first couple days of it. Puck will be shelled all the way down the ice. Ekman Larsson drops it back. Bjork takes the puck for Sweden. Drops it off to Stenberg. Bjork over to Raymond. Raymond walks in with it. Holds. Berglund gets flashed out front. Ekman Larsson walks his line. Passes it over to Raymond. Shot. Rebounds loose. Is it in? Is it covered? As Sogard will cover it up. 36 seconds left to go now in this period. Sweden in the lead, 6-2, looking to close this game out on a strong note, potentially a power play goal to go with it. But Sogard with a good one. Got 34 points today, 54 yesterday, and 29.5 on Friday. Would it be helpful if I included a segment in those day recap videos of players to watch for? That could be potentially good for those games. Out of curiosity. So they're showing the tournament leaders in points. Jesse Puljujärvi from Finland in the lead right now with 5 points. Timo Nickel, Lucas Raymond, and Peter Schneider. Nickel and Schneider from Austria. Raymond from Sweden with 4 points. And then Celebrini from Canada in the 5th spot with 3 points. Ekman Larsson walks in, shoots, looking for the tip play out front. Jam play in front. Ekman Larsson takes it. Rebound, chance. Oh, and a great block shot there to keep this game within 4 goals. Stenberg with it now. Gets the puck knocked off him. Viggo Bjork with the puck. Bjork passes over to Stenberg. Stenberg with a nice move. Tries to send out to Bjork. Can't. Ekman Larsson saucers it over. One last opportunity here. Shot hits off the crossbar, and that will do it today. This game turns final. Sweden beats Denmark by the score of 6-2 in a relatively blowout type of fashion. A tremendous game today by the Swedes. They came to play. They earned their win every step of the way. And in the end, yes, please. Always appreciate a players to watch segment. Helps us newbies learn for sure. I'll make sure to note that for today's video coming out later tonight. Day recap video. Stay tuned. That'll be out. Typically, we like to release it at about midnight Eastern time, which is around 6 a.m. Central European time, depending on when we can get it out. Typically, that's what we'll do, just to kind of keep consistency. And a great save by Sogard there. Out of curiosity, because I haven't done it yet, is it just 3 forwards, 2 defense, or is there a goalie included as well? But for Sweden today, a big win for them. And we'll see what's kind of next there. Sweden looks really solid. I think it's a nice morale boost after losing to Canada. I would very much agree. And it was good to see them kind of have that bounce back type of game. Tough one to kind of come out of, but still good to see them bounce back for sure. Right, I'll probably drop back for the next games. For now, I'll leave to cook dinner. Enjoy. Goalie included too. Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll see kind of what we can do there, but for sure. We're going to have that in the next video. So, captain you pick gets double points. You can pick a player that gets 3 times points too. Okay, that's good to know as well. Well, that's going to do it for our live stream today. We are going to be live in about an hour and 20 minutes time, so stay tuned for that. Latvia and Germany, our marquee matchup over there as well. Norway will take on Slovenia. Stay tuned for lots more coverage coming later today, as well as our day recap video, where we'll talk about the games that were from Sweden and Denmark. Sweden wins 6-2. Austria beating Hungary 4-2. And so we will see who ends up taking it today. Big thank you to everyone for tuning in to the live stream. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you liked it, drop a like. If you really liked it, consider subscribing. Tell all your friends that Sweden is back and in the win column. Until next time, see ya.